changed here. So here I am. What do we got going on today, Dr. Nelson?
Papa Carnivore called that the 5 a.m. pregame.
We love it. We'll have a pregame and kind of getting things ready. Little delay today because we're traveling the world. Alia, myself, Malcolm, and Nate are in Austin. Dr. Vasquez was in Austin, back in Florida, in Central Florida, and we've been doing some great interviews. Yesterday, amazing meetup for Healing Humanity in Austin on Saturday. And what do you think of that meetup, Dr. Nelson?
I think it was great. Do you have a count of how many people were there by any chance?
150-ish. It was really great.
That seems about right.
Great.
We had a great time. It was a little bit longer than the previous ones. I think I liked it. It was good. A lot of people had a chance to talk to the people in Healing Humanity, because it was a fundraiser for Healing Humanity. So we had a good time.
Carrie and Adam, let's see, Kate, Emma, and Alia, the girls, the daughters, the triplets were there.
Yeah,
the triplets. Yeah,
with Jimmy and Annette Pruitt, the pastors from Texas, Austin area.
Laura Knight Hughes,
Nia Nova, Nia's Way was there.
the Texas boys.
And the Texas boys were there.
Edie and Faith.
Yep. My brain has to go through. Lynn, Amy Hosp, and Lynn were there, sharing their stories. We had Jake Thomas was there. Let's see. We got.
Nia was there.
What's that?
Nia's here. Nia was there.
Oh,
Nia's here right
Nia
now.
was there. Nia.
And really, so many new people were there sharing their story at the event. Was pretty amazing. Let's see, we got Karen Anderson, Cynthia Smith, Richard Hepburn, Glenda Sue C, Brother Ray, Amy Perrin, Maureen Atsali, all from on Kiltz Mighty Tribe. We got Southern Oregon. We got Irvine, Southern California. We got Maine. We got Kenya. We got Chicago. People from sort of all over the globe are joining in on this mighty meetup. What are we hearing from people at these meetings?
Oh, a lot of people starting new, trying to find more information. Similar questions to what you get on live streams, Q&A. All over the place. But a lot of people having great results, even within 3 weeks, 4 weeks of having started the diet. Don't forget to go to drkiltz.com, sign up for the free Mighty Tribe community. And today we're going to have at 5:30, members only. It's free. Dr. Boss is going to be with us. So,
and I will be there also. Although I might be a slight smidgen late because I'm finishing an interview with Sean Mike Kelly here in Austin. Right. What's the name of his blog?
Digital Social Hour, number 3 podcast in health and wellness on the planet.
Awesome. And really excited about Dr. Boz, the anchovy queen. No, I'm sorry, the sardine queen. Sardines. I love anchovies. I'm not a sardine fan, but I do love Dr. Boz. She is.
I don't think she intended to be the sardine queen, but
it's hilarious. Oh my God.
I mean, that woman is passionate. We got Libyan Novak here, and we had the Carnivore brothers. Rhett
Oh
and,
yeah,
and,
yeah. Ashley and
and
Red.
Ashley. Oh my God, they cleaned up and making the best meat, cooking, cleaning for the clan at
Oh
the
man, it's so
Airbnb was
amazing.
amazing. Richard Epron, please explain the negatives of hot rendered fat.
Can I take a stab at that one?
Oh, sure.
Well, some people can't deal with it and it gives them diarrhea. It just goes in and out. And if that happens, are you getting the benefits of the fat? But there's some more to it, but that's what I can.
Well, I guess the question is, in our initial evolution, did we eat rendered fat, cooked fat? We didn't. The majority of what we ate was all raw. And so I think we evolved on that. And when you cook something, you denature it, you degrade it. And I think it's not as good for us. So I always recommend the, black and blue, rare, raw, and make sure you eat the fat. I see so many carnivores cutting the fat off or buying filet mignon, buying chicken, fish, turkey, which is missing fat.
Yeah, it's pretty lean, but I mean, you can always add fat to the way you're cooking the chicken or the turkey. But yeah, usually I mostly stick with ruminant meat, and I think with the rendered fat, like you said, you denature it. So if you're especially using very high heat, but some people tolerate the render fat okay, some others don't. For the whole weekend I had brisket or ribeye, so yes, I was spoiled there. So I noticed it. Wasn't terrible, but it was higher fat content.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where we're so used to leaner meat because that's what they raise and prepare. What was that question? There was a question.
Is bacon just as good as beef?
I think so. I mean, I think it's really good, but a lot of people, because of religious reasons, don't do one or the other. I think they're far better than fish, chicken, and turkey, both beef and bacon, pork basically, and certainly the cured meats where you're either soaking or injecting spices and sugars could be a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
When I eat bacon, it's beef bacon, but it's hard to find for me.
Yeah, I love beef bacon also. It is a little harder to find. I just put a note. Anyone questions? We're here for questions for the Hour of Power. We may be here to 6 a.m. Central Time. It may be just the Hour of Power because I usually go to bed at 9 and up at 3 to 4. But because we're sort of pushing it, we're an hour difference from Eastern Time. We're in Central. To the great state of Texas.
Yeah. For me, it's 5:54. For you, it's 4:54 right now.
Right.
Yeah. Keith McGrath Finance is here in Instagram. And I appreciate
Nia's here. I see.
Hey, Nia, awesome. Nia's way. She's a rock star. And I think the important part here is that there are so many carnivores out there. There's so many sort of different variations and lifestyles and ideas. So I think it's good to sort of visit each and every one of them. You got to listen and learn. And if you're keto, that's a really great place to be. But the carnivore sort of really changed my life over almost 15 years ago when I switched and I made the plunge into the lion's den.
Emma has a good question for you.
Yeah. I'm at Cahill. I'm 37 and trying for a baby. Is one meal a day sufficient?
I think one meal a day, one meal every other day may be quite sufficient. You need to make sure you have enough fat on the body. 2% fat is not good. 6 to 10% fat, 10% fat may be it. We don't really know that completely. But yeah, I think one meal a day. I do fatty meat, salt and water. typically 1 meal a day. I'll do a 2 to 3 day fast every month, 5 to 7 days quarterly. And I think, again, the fuel and the building block for your body and baby is your fat you carry on your body. So I think we do really great with fasting because it allows the glycobiome, the glycocalyx, glyco sugar layer in the gut to heal. It helps seal up and protect the body by putting up a rigid sugar defense system that prevents all those microbes and antigens and plant sugars from simply breaking down the glycocalyx and causing leaky gut. So I think it is personally.
And cholesterol is the building block for all the sex hormones.
And is a low cholesterol diet have been working in our favor for the last 50 years?
No, absolutely not.
I got a couple of books. This is Meat 3 Times a Day by F.J. Schlink. This is a gift to me from Carrie Mann, Healing Humanity, and he also gifted me The Richest Man Who Ever Lived by Scott. Are riches found in the bank account or the brain?
In the heart. In the heart.
Heart is created in the brain.
Okay.
All thoughts are instilled in our brain. So we label things via the mindset, the brain set. So that's a really critical one.
In many, like in the Bible, very often when the Bible talks about be something in your heart, it actually is talking about your brain, because that's where everything really gets conceptualized. But we feel it. And this was a long time ago. There are neurons in the heart
everywhere.
And so whenever we, it's really happening in the brain, but whenever we feel something, where do we feel it? Right here, right?
Yeah.
We talk about loving someone, it's here, or you get excited, your heart starts pumping. So,
or your stomach. Sometimes you feel that excitement in the stomach with the butterflies. But yes.
But yeah, just look at someone who's dementia or brain stroke or Alzheimer's. They're not functioning very well, are they?
No.
So it's the mind is the master of the mission, and that's where Jesus Christ comes in, or philosophy that helps you sort of see the world in a different way through meditation, prayer, listening, reading. That's such an important part. Carlina Jean, good morning, doctors. Rosemarie Moodley. Where's our next meetup coming up?
It's in Yuma. I'm going to put the link in the
Yuma
chat.
Where?
Oh, Yuma, Tennessee. Do not go to
Arizona. Yuma, Tennessee. With Dr.
Kiltz is a guest speaker, and Dr.
Who's
Dr.
the number one star?
Ken Berry. You are. No, everybody.
Dr. Ken Berry. Ken Berry.
Some guy with a small YouTube channel.
Some guy with a little YouTube channel. I'm gonna totally.
When is Yuma? When is Yuma?
It is April 13th. That's a Sunday in Yuma, Tennessee. Apparently, the event hall is beautiful and amazing, and it's kind of out of the way, but I think it's going to be amazing. It's 40 minutes from Jackson, Tennessee, and it's an hour and 20 from Nashville.
It's in the right place.
It's in the right place that it needs to be. I'm very excited.
Everything is at the right place, the right time.
I want to be there.
You'll be there.
Dr. Nelson will be there. Kiltzy will be there. Alia.
I'm going to be there.
We'll be there.
I might even speak.
Yeah, share stories. And again, we're going to have, I think we should have a camera set up with Malcolm there. And people could give their 5-minute story. We'll have our backdrop of 5 minutes, your story to share and for Healing Humanity.
Right.
That's really, really important, that we can share the stories around the globe to heal humanity. And is keto a good step to start on this healing journey, doctor?
Perfect place to start.
Perfect place.
And what is keto in all this? What is it anyway?
Well, it's any diet that puts you in ketosis, and that's where the term comes from. But it's made basically, like you like to say, animals with a little bit of plants.
But can you be a vegetarian or vegan in a keto diet?
You can be a vegan and vegetarian and produce ketones, but it's very hard.
Yeah, it is. But if you're doing it, I would say, so the vegetarian's easier because it's egg, butter, cream, and cheese. I always say it's still one meal a day. You're feeding the body for the mission of the day. And that's such an important thing to realize, that the fat on your body is not the cause of disease. The fat on your body is the building block and energy fuel for every cellular function of your body. Repair, building new, and babies want adipose fat tissue. A baby's not healthy unless it's got some nice fat on it, right?
Right. I was telling you last night, my daughter, 3 years, 4 months. She did eat food at 6 months, but 3 years, 4 months nursing, fat little baby, and now muscular little child.
And Ostron from Pregnancy Safe Cosmetics tells us 70% fat and 30% protein is the keto way. I think it's calorically we've defined it, but one of the problems with keto is its scientific term. I think, if you look at our ancient way, would 50,000 years ago, would you go for the lean meat or the fatty meat once you did the kill?
Fatty
meat. And our ancients knew. And were they looking for celery?
Mm-mm. No.
I wonder what they were using to check their ketones.
Or the blood sugar. Can we go back to Ashram for a second? She's coming on with us soon.
What's that?
Soon. She'll be live with us soon. Ashram.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And ultimately, what's the most important thing of life?
Gosh, these are hard questions this morning.
Loving
one another.
Very hard.
Nutrition? Are you talking about nutrition or talking about we're here to reproduce?
Well, what's the most important thing in your life, Nelson? Is it you or your children and grandchildren?
Oh, my family. Yeah.
Right. And we got Linus Lou in the house. Ray Kiltz sends love. Kathy Accurso says God. You can do keto vegan. I did a keto course and it came with a vegan eating plan.
Yeah, I have one as well that I will share with my patients, vegetarian or vegan, but it is a lot harder to do if you don't eat meat. Definitely.
Any good books that people are reading that are inspirational and positive that we can share with the world? Actually,
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I'm a grandpa. You're a grandpa.
Julio.
And I have one. What can I do to increase my chances of becoming a grandpa again? Any deals I can get for that?
You invite your neighbors that have a newborn baby, because when a woman sees a newborn baby, it's like, oh, I got to have one of those.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
They already dealing.
God set it up that way.
They're already dealing with an almost 18-month-old.
All right. On KMT, DC says you produce more ketones with more body fat. Babies need the fat to feed their brain development. The brain takes a minimum 25% of our energy. Fat is our only energy source. Babies' brain size to body size need more between meals. They rely on their body fat for ketones. We're working on discounts for those in the Kiltz Mighty Tribe.
Right.
Again, it's free for everyone for our supplements, our shirts, our hats, our courses, our books. So we want to make sure that shop center in KMT. So, tell your friends, KMT is for free. We're going to have some higher levels. We're going to work on shopping events. We got Alia and Malcolm going shopping at Costco and
This
showing
morning,
people which way. Yeah. Kiltz Cups, Kathy Curso, Dr. Nelson. Did I see you walk off with a Kiltz Cup the other day?
I gave it away
Okay.
I gave away my shirt, my hat, my Kiltz Cup. So I gonna have to get some more next time.
We got more coming. When I left Skinny Atlas, I filled the kiln up. Going for I Am Body this morning to see difference in body composition, 7 months. Christine from Apt 11. We got Mark McKinley, Steelhead Ranch, where you get the best Wyoming Wagyu and Bighorn Mountain farms. You got to just check it out. We're going to be developing a meat box. Listening to your brain is the ultimate, Henry. But you're listening to the brain, there could be damage to the brain that kind of steers you wrong. Where do you get a Kiltz Cup, by the way?
KiltzCup.com.
KiltzCup.com. And where do you find about the meetups?
By the way, I do have a Kiltz Cup
Dr. Kiltz's
here.
website, drkiltz.com.
I do have a Kiltz Cup here that I got, when we were in Orlando. But my wife doesn't let me use it. She likes it as a decoration.
Well, then I'll send you more, Doctor, for sure. We got a couple other here, hailing from Wales, United Kingdom. Carl O'Neill, Brother Ray, favorite book, The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. Carnivore Created in Secret. That's a book mentioned by Amy Hosp. A Carnivore Created in Secret. No, that's it. That's just her. She's the carnivore created in secret. We love that woman. She's amazing. Nicoline Mervang. Hello. Let's see. Eliana Z says hi. It's a beautiful day in God's paradise. And this is all about positivity, love, kindness, generosity. And whatever religion or non-religion you are, God is within each and every one of us. Have spirit in God and see in the mirror the beautiful human being that you are, and look around the world and see the beautiful human beings that just roam around God's universe every single day. Positive thoughts create positive actions create positive results. Positivity. Nice. Awesome. Let's see. Maria Cristina Maggette from Italy. Awesome. And to Giulio, the beautiful newborn, 3 weeks now, mom and dad, Pilar and Luca. Really, yeah. Well, today's Monday. You're right. Thank you. Okay,
hey,
Dr. Nelson. Say Dr. Nelson's reminding Kiltz because of his brain fog from too much meat. Oh, wait a minute. And the team brought Topo Chico. And if you're eating, Dr. Nelson and Kiltz at Topo Chico, if you're eating meat from the supermarket, the big boxes, is that going to harm you compared to farm? It's all farm in some way, but regenerative, grass fed, grass finished, and what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I go hunting once in a while. I call it going hunting because I go out of my house to get meat. I come back with meat. It's a lot easier than if I was, 70,000 years ago. That's the main source of what I buy. So I sometimes buy online a couple of places, grass finished, but I can even afford to buy all the time because it's a little bit more expensive. So I watch for the sales and things like that. But there are things that I don't find in the regular store. Sometimes I buy beef belly and beef bacon, which I don't find very easily at Sam's Club or Walmart. I buy meat from there. Is it better than buying the? Okay, I'm not gonna get too conspiratorial, but a lot of these vegetables and fruits, even in the supermarket, either have preservatives added to keep it fresh for longer, or uh, load. Yeah, they can find glyphosate apparently in everything. It's a lot more difficult to find glyphosate in your beef. Ruminant animals are able to process it, so you're not gonna have like high levels there.
Yeah, you're know your rancher grassroots. We need more grassroots. And the problem with industrial farming, it keeps on tearing up the roots and reseeding with GMOs, and then they spray it with this and that. But the 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 grasslands of the Americas and many other places of the world have been basically tilled and turned under and removed, and all of this industrial farming depletes the land, and we need the roots of the grasses back to preserve the soil, the minerals and vitamins. So important for our health and wellness. And Adam Mack 21, I know you do OMAD. I was thinking of doing it for Lent as a fast. Would this be bad to jump in if haven't been keto already? Dr. Nelson, would you take that, please?
To jump in as hold on a second. My battery's about to die. Hold on.
Okay. All right. He's gonna load up, but I think the one meal a day for Lent is really great. And if you want to throw in a 2 to 3 day fasting and practice it, but I think the for those in Islam and Christianity and Judaism and many other religions around the world. Remember, religions are human, social, cultural experiences. So I'm not here to promote any one religion. I'm here to promote the religion of humanity in kindness, love, generosity, faith, patience. And remember, your brain creates what's out there. So if you reflect love, love will come back.
Yeah,
So I think
in Austin we had a couple of people that for Lent they don't eat meat. They do eat fish, and we were talking about what she's using, and she's doing well. Still doing mostly fish. If you do fish, and if you're gonna do it exclusively, and you want to go for the smaller fishes like sardines, because that's a lower amount of mercury that you're gonna be exposed. So if you do happen to do salmon, which has a lot of omega-3s, the sardines also try to get it wild caught, because that will probably have a lot less mercury. And the bigger the fish, the more likely that they have accumulated some mercury. So the very tiny fishes like sardines or mackerel are probably better if you're concerned about mercury. I have a prop.
Oh.
So this is almost cool, right? And
I'm sorry. What was that, Doctor?
Hamburger rolls.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
So there are 4 members of my family that live here. One of them in particular still consumes that. But But do you know? And I'm the one who usually goes grocery shopping, and I either feed her or not feed her. So I bought that January 1st, New Year's Day. I bought bread, and actually, because I made some hamburger patties and hot dogs and chicken on the grill, and out of a whole bag, they only ate three of them, and she hasn't been eating it much. Not a piece of mold on this bread after going into 2.5 months. What do you think? Is this even real bread? Even if we were going to eat bread, which I don't, I haven't probably
Very
eaten bread
interesting.
in
Sure.
years. But is that a real thing? Is that real food?
Well, obviously, I guess the environment it's sitting in and how much it's open, but probably between the bag and the bun of
Yeah, but
what's
it's outside. It's not in the refrigerator. Number one. Number two, it was opened,
yeah.
exposed already to the air. I mean, not that it was hermetically. Still, almost 2.5 months later, there is not a spot of mold. This thing might be there for a year, that's
Who
why I
knows?
haven't thrown it away. I'm
Keep it there.
Oh
waiting
my
We'll
to.
God.
see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I it's sort of what has been placed inside there as as an antifungal drugs are there as an
There is
issue,
something.
and in order to keep the mold down, allow it to preserve and longer. I mean, ultimately, you go back and bread is one of the staples of the evolution of humanity in the large civilizations, which has been sort of our demise and downfall in our modern world, but it affected us in our ancient world also. So that certainly was an issue.
At the
But
very least, I mean, obviously, bread is mentioned in the Bible, so it's been around for thousands of years, right? But basically, it's made with grains, mostly wheat, and there are two more things you need for bread, which is the salt and the water, and some people put some yeast, right? Uh, but that I haven't even looked at the ingredients, but just there's about 50 more ingredients there besides the flour and the
right,
water.
but in our ancient ways, but it's so many people have allergies to the seeds and nuts. Now, I don't the definition between a seed and a nut is kind of an interesting one, but they're basically seeds because they're the egg, the embryo of the plant, and ultimately they don't want to be eaten, so they're going to make products in order to harm those herbivores. And we're kind of practicing an herbivorous lifestyle based on the civilization, the pharaohs, the priests, the prophets, the physicians, the professors that have taught us to eat plant-based, which ultimately may have led to the. I mean, would you really want to get on a rocket and go to Mars? Is that like dumb?
If it was a 2-day trip or something like that, but
But I mean, the last I've looked, several of these rockets have blown up just off the launching pad. So I guess if you want to get to heaven fast, it might be a good way to go. Just saying. I've got a question here on Instagram. Andrew Bulger 1. My girl developed rheumatoid a year ago. It's debilitating. She says it's hereditary or just unlucky. Is rheumatoid arthritis a hereditary or environmental mostly?
well, it's what we call an autoimmune disease. Basically, to the most basic form is some sort of inflammation, right? It's probably at some point your body confused because of a reaction to something you ate, most likely plant matter, and that now it's uh, attacking similar things, because many of the plant proteins, like many plants and seeds and all that, they have a lot of very similar looking hormones to the particularly the estrogen hormones, but there are progesterones as well. And your body can think for a second that that's uh, initially okay. This is not. Oh, maybe it looks so. It messes up your own hormones, and so in particular, the rheumatoid arthritis. It is an autoimmune disease that. Oh, by the way, we don't have a lot of studies, so I'm not making a claim, but uh, all the autoimmune diseases apparently get better with what?
Well,
With
you know,
carnivore.
carnivore, right? They go away, and rheumatoid arthritis, because the plant antigens, the glycoproteins, the sugar proteins are highly inflammatory. And why are they? It's what God made, right? He said, don't eat them. Eat the meat and don't eat the plants. I think that's what he said. I guess. But do we need, is our problem maybe in science and medicine that we think a study is going to solve our problems, but in fact, science and medicine has made claims that ultimately are mostly untrue. And maybe we're realizing we get back to our ancient ways, and it's simple. We don't need a scientific study, another research paper. And we're trying to get someone to fund another research project. When would you tell me that you need this scientific study to prove to you that carnivore is the thing that we should all do?
Well, I've reversed so many things myself without looking for a study that proved it to me. I just it's amazing what it can do, by the way.
Meat 3 times a day. F.J. Schlink. Look at James Henry Salisbury. Really the ancients, you ate mostly fatty meat. Okay, and maybe you ate seasonally small amounts of plant products, but I'm imagining we developed soaking, fermenting, grinding, cooking plants because the raw plants probably were more dangerous to eat.
A lot of trial and error for thousands of years, and they discovered, okay, if we ferment them and put them in water for 24, 48 hours before cooking them and all these things sprouting, they found out that was the best way to at least ameliorate some of those anti-nutrients and poisons in the plants. So if you're going to have plants, maybe raw is not the best way. Raw plants. Raw plants.
Again, and that's why probably bread was reasonably, especially because it was very narrow in what the products were in it, and they were ground, and many of them were fermented, naturally fermented, because the yeast is everywhere. Yeast and mold is everywhere. You don't have to add it technically. It's on the seeds, and then cooked. And I think, the problem is so many people are going to whole grains. They're going to seed and nuts where they have a lot more of the outer antigenic shell of the seeds that may be adding to the antigenicity for sure. But bread and beer, nah. DC says a new book I love. Let's see. Ultra Learning by Scott Young. and Live in the End by Neville Goddard. Those are good.
IDC.
With DNA breakdown after years of chemo, do you think there's any danger of having children? I think that in general, the cells either die or they're strong and fine. So I think you're fine. Brother Ray says he knows his rancher, Angus herd exclusive to Gelson's. So know your rancher. That's real important. And again, even if you're going to Costco or ShopRite or Walmart, ask them where's this coming from, who's the rancher, and things like that. The breads and grains in ancient world is not the same product of today. Know where you shop, be selective. Food storage and food handling is critical. You know, it's bacon, eggs, butter, beef, and salt, the baby's diet. We're the fertile carnivore lies. Awesome.
Dr. Kiltz, we've got another question here. Do you know of anyone getting kidney stones from carnivore?
Well, I think people can still get kidney stones from carnivore. It depends on how long they've been carnivore. Are they focusing on fatty meat rather than lean meat? Lean meat glycates. It damages the liver system, the kidney filtration system. And if you just have one small nidus of an oxalate, that can begin. It's like a magnet. It begins to bring in and collect more of the oxalates in our body. And for some people, for years of a plant protein low fat diet, they have a lot of oxalates in their cells and their tissue, and you begin to release the oxalates. And I think again, they're the water filtration system. If you look in pipes, there's a lot of calcium product sediment development, and it's just all ionic. There's all these electron sharing in the atomic structures, and that causes the crystallization and binding that is so common. And
you know what? That's a good question tonight for Dr. Boss.
Yeah.
At 30, she talks about uric acid a lot. I don't know what she's going to talk, because I did tell her to prepare something very short, and we'll have questions and answers, but we'll bring up that question. But there could be transiently, if you have a problem with uric acid at the beginning of carnivore, there have been some people that may get a little, some gout or stones. It's not the diet is causing this. It seems you may have like your last attack, or, and then it becomes very infrequent. But stones can be formed from calcium, from uric acid, oxalates, and in particular oxalates. What has more oxalates, spinach or beef?
Well, I guess if those cows have a lot of oxalates bound up in their tissue, you may still be getting oxalates. So I think there are some people that still get oxalates, but that's because they're eating the lean meat and not the fat. I think fat, and I talked to Chris Brandlin yesterday, an attorney from California and Nevada, who is running for Congress, and he's a carnivore, and he went out and met with Sophia Clemens. We got to get Sophia Clemens back in the story, okay. But yeah. Sophia Paleomedicina in Hungary, Budapest. She's amazing. But I would say again, it's a high fat, raw fat diet is the healthiest thing for healing for all of us. So if you're not getting there, again, the raw, and for me, it's beef fat is the best. Vaporizer water better on carnivore. What's vaporizer water?
Don't know. We got another question.
Real water?
We have I wanted to say something. We're doing today, since we're still in Austin, the hashtag is #Austin, and you're going to get Kiltz Health Electrolytes. So please put that hashtag into the chat if you would like to enter.
And our electrolytes do contain a stevia substance. We're working on our next one without it. We're working on we got our organ meats. We're going to add more mineral salts and magnesium. I think those are real important for us.
Yeah.
Salt of the earth. Without it, ain't no human being.
Exactly.
Who else can we expect in the next couple of weeks? You did a bunch of recordings yesterday. Who else?
So this weekend, we're going to hear from Noah Whiteman. And then we're going to have Nia. We're going to have all of them. I have the schedule. It's on my other computer. I have the whole schedule of who's coming out. But
well, yesterday we did Chris Brandlin, Nia Nova, Jimmy and Annette Pruitt, Laura Knight Hughes, Jake Thomas, rock star, the carnivore Jake Thomas, Eric Reynolds from Cops and Campers, and then Dr. Heather Stone. We're doing a deep dive into thyroid issues. We're just talking about thyroid, no matter whether you're keto, carnivore, or whatever your eating habit is. So again, we got some really great people. We've done some great interviews, carnivore conversations. Again, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian, it's game-changing we're listening to leaders in this keto, carnivore, healing, health, and wellness space. Again, you don't have to label it. You're a human being, and this is the proper human diet. We're going to get an interview with Dr. Ken Berry when we're out in Yuma, Tennessee. That'll be really exciting.
Yep.
And here we are in Austin, another day of paradise. Sean Mike Kelly show.
Right.
Kiltz is on with Sean Mike Kelly. So go on, subscribe, and we're all co-creating together.
Is he live? Is that going to be live?
It's an interview on I don't know that answer.
Okay. It's not live. It's pre-recorded.
Ray Kiltz says vapor water is distilled water, which that's what I thought also. Basically, I think you want mineral water. You want the salt water from the earth, right? It bubbles up. It collects all the minerals and a lot of things that dissolve in it that are part of our health and wellness. Probiotics. Are there microbes everywhere? Yes.
I think Gorette is answering part of the question in her question. Because
you want to get it there?
I'll read it. Gorette was wondering what your thoughts are on milk kefir. I know dairy is for infants, but are the probiotics not an added benefit on carnivore? Oh, Dr. Kiltz has a lot to say about probiotics.
Yeah. No, he's going to answer that part definitely. But dairy is for infants. I may have a little bit of heavy whipping cream once in a while and a little bit of cheese if Dr. Kiltz is offering me cheese. But otherwise, it is from an animal. I mean, we don't have to rationalize it. It is from an animal. But when was the last time you saw another animal, jumping into the pasture and trying to go and latch onto
a teat? I mean, you go try to suck a milk off a cow's teat, right?
They're going to kick you in the face.
You're going to kick, and they kick their little ones too to get off. They're done, and so ultimately, I mean, we're so brilliant. Again, you want to be strapped on a rocket to go to Mars, and so you'll drink the milk. I mean, I guess we ate the whole animal. And we've certainly have made ways to do this, but the bacteria, yeast, and viruses are everywhere, and so the idea of adding microbes isn't what I think is a great idea. There again, our plant-based diet, lean meat diet, it it feeds the microbes in our gut, which subsequently flourish. They go up the esophagus into the upper and lower respiratory systems, and they go out the anus and go into the vagina, the bladder, the penis, and they just coat the skin. So ultimately, the diseases we're suffering from are because of we're creating a flourishing environment for the microbes, which basically create a big abscess in our colon, and that's killing us.
Yes. We have another question from Amy Hosp. Charlie horse cramps in legs and feet. More salt?
Salt, stretching, grounding, walking, loving your legs, your arms, your mind, and get a massage, do some acupuncture, some red light therapy. But mostly I think it's less is best sometimes. Do nothing. Meditate, prayer, go for a walk, do some Tai Chi, yoga, stretching. Nia's Way talked about grounding and yoga. I think we need to do more stretching. I see it stretching, but I do salt, magnesium. Sharon Esterson says again. So mineral salts. Mineral salts contain magnesium? Probably. Right?
Yes, I think so.
It was great meeting again, Amy, by the way.
Amy's a rock star. We love her.
Yuma. She said she's going to Yuma.
Yuma, Tennessee.
Yuma, Tennessee.
Yuma, Tennessee.
Yuma, Tennessee.
Yuma, Tennessee. Because someone's going to go to Yuma, Arizona and say, excuse me, where's the meetup? I know it. Yuma, Tennessee to see Dr. KB, Ken Berry, Anisha.
And by the way, the question about the salt and the cramps, for some people, at Amy, you heard Adam, he actually got rid of the salt to get rid of the cramps. So some people need more salt, some people less.
But I guess the question is, how much salt are they getting naturally? And that's part of the problem. But there's a lot of salt licking in those, and we evolved around salt. Well, that's where our real evolution civilizations came. So I find it interesting on all sides, don't you?
Josh Wilbur has a question. Does eating cause high testosterone? Does high testosterone cause prostate cancer? So the short answer to the last of the two questions is, well, more recent studies apparently discredit the theory that testosterone really increases your chance of cancer. So
I agree with you. I agree that inflammation is the cause of all disease. Inflammation is caused by plant sugars, plant antigens, plant chemicals, fermentation of plants in the gut, and that's the 99%er. And why would estrogen, progesterone, testosterone be the cause of disease? It's not. It's the environment you live in is mostly plant protein, low fat, 3 to 6 meals a day. I mean, it's why in modern medicine do we recommend 3 to 6 meals a day?
I don't know, because I've never recommended that. It was always strange. And, that was the typical way to treat someone with reactive hypoglycemia. And probably still is by some people. But we shouldn't be eating constantly. Nowadays, some people eat 15, 17 times a day. Every time you put anything in your mouth, you're eating.
Well, and people are buying, they're keeping snacks, seeds and nuts all day, fruits and vegetables all day, snacking. But ultimately, we're built to get fat, and physiologically getting fat is critical and important. We are not grazing animals. We're migrators, hibernators, gestators, and fasters for sure. You want to get that cue, Dr. Nelson?
Go ahead and read it, Alia?
Sure. Lisa French. Doing good on carnivore, but right now I'm dealing with strange taste in my mouth. Any thoughts on this? Thanks. And then she mentioned going through a season of intense histamine issues.
All right. So the taste on your mouth first. I don't know if she just started carnivore, but usually when you make changes in your diet to a diet that, even though you're not always in ketosis eating a lot of protein, but if you're having high fat, you're probably going to be in ketosis. Being in ketosis will give you a different taste in your mouth, okay? Because you're eliminating some acetone through your mouth. It's also changing your microbiome in your mouth, okay? I think after a while things settle, and you really have less bad breath, less stinky poop, less body odor. And I've talked to enough people who have been doing carnivore for a long time, and definitely you have less smelly everything in your body. So that may change what you feel in your mouth. So it might be a temporary thing. And I'm serious about the bad breath. It seems everybody has the same story.
Bad breath, bad body odor, because the microbes, again, but I would bet it's a lean meat diet. Go high fat, do more fasting, that'll improve, because again, the protein breaks down amino acids, even in the mouth, feeds the microbes. That is going to be part of the problem. And I think a lot of carnivores are eating too much lean meat, chicken, fish, turkey, and lean meat, which again is filet, most meat, even ribeyes, often don't have enough fat, and that's why the problem. Eat butter, and look at Bella's work, SBG, and there's a lot there. Nia, by the way, has a video on stretching, and then I got another comment here.
And
that
before that, on the histamine issue,
yes,
you probably want to try not to eat aged meat and slow and cooked meat. You might want to try to get it more fresh. And Lynn from Healing Humanity she was a nurse, and she has, I think it lasts like 45 minutes, a video on her site, and I wish I had the link at hand right now to post it here. A wonderful lecture, and she did a good job. She could have given a class in college. She did a good job on that whole video, and she talks about histamine intolerances and mast cell activation syndrome and all that. Go and check it out. Midlife Carnivore is that it? Midlife Carnivore?
Lynn, yeah, Midlife Carnivore, Lynn DeVokie.
So Ollie H on KMT. Since carnivore, I have insomnia.
Interesting.
Whoa.
I'm curious how much fat they eat.
Number one, never label yourself an insomniac.
Oh, yeah.
Mind is the master, always. If you're awake at 2 a.m, what should you do?
What I did this morning, before 2:30, I was up.
I get up.
I don't think I spent 2 hours in bed. I just got up and
I read a book. I journal. I listen to Dr. Nelson. And there's so much to do. So again, we're all this. Oh, you've got to get this. Oh, I'm awake. What if you said, "Oh, wow, isn't this beautiful? Be awake. Let me read. You'll be asleep in 2 minutes." I sleep so well. And again, the mind is the master of everything. As you think, so shall you be. Right. That's such a simple concept. But remember, for Christine from Apt 11, for myself, absorbing fat takes time. Ever seen fat in the toilet? Nope, you don't. Nobody has trouble absorbing fat, in my opinion. It might, if you're consuming a lot of rendered fat, you might wind up getting some diarrhea.
Right.
But
By the way, part of that is because when you eat rendered fat, in other words, you drink your fat or you have too much rendered fat in what you're eating, it's gonna the transit, the GI transit is gonna be faster because liquid moves faster than a chunk of something that needs to be digested.
Right.
So your body ends up excreting some of it, but what is coming out might not even be fat, because when you see fat in water, what happens with water and fat?
It floats.
You see it collects, right? And I doubted that you're seeing that on the toilet much.
Very, very, very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare. But it damages the it causes a gastrocolic reflex, and the glycocalyx releases water. And that's where the diarrhea comes.
Yeah.
Eating rendered fat is not normal. Again, in our evolution, we were eating the meat raw majority of the time.
And some people may tolerate it well, but not everybody does. But
so, do a lot of people walk around claiming their diseases?
Yes. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm depressed, I'm anxiety, I'm bipolar, I'm autoimmune, I'm all of these things. They're not saying I'm a perfect human being, and they need to be saying that.
Right. Well, I'm just wondering, even on things like mast cell activation.
I'm not on camera.
Oh! Yeah, I agree. Yes.
And so I really think the key is I'm healthy and well.
Yeah.
And I'm a lioness and a lion. And
my wife is about to leave for work.
Oh, okay. Oh, someone's got to go to work today.
Well, she works more than I do, but her job today is taking care of our grandson.
Oh, lucky lady.
Oh, nice.
So that's what she's going to go. My son lives just 5 minutes away. So it doesn't matter how she feels. Of course, she loves doing that.
And Mike T, Polish Mike, and he's, dairy could be a big issue for so many people. Again, when you're done with the breast, you go to the bone. Stop the breastfeeding at whatever age, and all this dairy food is killing us. Too much. What do you know about meat and dairy? This is from Nikolai Myvrang. On KMT, what do you know about meat and dairy that is fed with methane inhibitors and bovine kind? What do you have much better without there? I mean, Dr. Nelson, what's your comment?
No comment on that. I don't know.
I'd say in general, not good. Not good.
Can I read this comment from Amy Hosp? I would like to answer it.
Yeah.
Amy, she says the fact that a medical condition is there, being a victim of it is different than trying to heal that condition. Don't be disparaging of those who suffer. And I don't think Dr. Kiltz, me, or Nelson, Dr. Nelson, disparage anybody. Like, I have an autoimmune condition, but I prefer to say my body's healthy. And
I think
so.
Mindset, and I always say, what would Jesus say? Mindset. That again, I'm just giving some ideas and thoughts that can be healing for so many of us.
Right.
The mind is the master. Look at it by James Allen, and the more we sort of begin to think differently, then the universe changes in our thoughts. Such an important thing for all of us, I think. Again, my job is to honor and love each and every human being. And Amy, honor you for sure. And you're really a special person.
I had a couple of conversations with Amy this weekend. Her story is really amazing.
Beautiful.
And she's improving many of those conditions that are still going to be there for her. But she's improved many of them.
And look and listen and learn from Amy and Lynn and so many others. That's what we're here to do. All of us. And again, don't give it up to God and don't give up, right? Let's see. Anyone know the quality of meat at Costco?
I mean, at Costco, it's great.
Awesome.
Do what you can.
Awesome.
You can buy the grass-fed, organic, super expensive stuff, or you can buy the ground beef, 80-20.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, I'm going to check this morning, but it was $4 a pound. Do what you can. Do the best you can, and it's better than the plants. It's going to heal you. Even the Costco meat.
Mine about back to not sleeping is not terrible. How we view it is the damaging thing or not. Rosemary Moodley. Let's see. Again, mind is the master. James Allen. Read the book. Get the Audible. Amazing. Let's see. Seizures. Talk about seizures. What causes seizures? Inflammation. How we doing here? We got a few more minutes. Let's see. Hashtag. What's the hashtag today?
Austin.
Electrolytes. Let's see. Life is joyous, but we will never realize how really joyous, how really beautiful, how really filled with potential it is unless we work from within, unless we release the spirit force, unless we learn to put truth and right conduct foremost, and to dissolve the limitations of the false self. Don Curtis, The Way of the Christ. But again, whatever books you are reading that are filled with positivity, most important thing.
Exactly. Dr. Kiltz, we're at 1 hour and 7 minutes. That went by so fast.
We're doing great. Got a few more minutes. We'll finish up at 6. How about that?
Okay, good. We got 8 minutes, guys. Hashtag Austin and sign up for the Yuma, Tennessee event. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Barry, Coach Lisa. It's going to be amazing. Nisha.
Bill Cook, 2 days of 100 incline push-ups in a row. Gonna hit it again later today. Once a day, 100 push-ups a day. If you start with 10 times a day, 25, 4 times a day, but or you build up 10 a day for a week, then 20 a day for a week, then 30 a day for a week, you're building the muscle. And the most important part of life is, you could sit in the chair and you begin to do simple things. But even if you're just practicing getting up and sitting down, that's so important. And I believe after seeing the passing of Gene Hackman at 95, amazing. But I think a lot of the breakdown he suffered from for years, same thing my mother and father suffered from, and so many of our parents and grandparents are suffering from, or brothers and sisters. It's a plant protein, low-fat diet and becoming sedentary. We like watching Dr. Nelson, but why don't you get yourself a walking pad and watch Dr. Nelson, or a spinning bike, and you can sit on your bike and ride and listen to Nelson, or you can listen to Dr. Nelson while you're taking a walk.
It's true.
That's, it's
Pop
so
when you're on your walk.
Absolutely. And if you want to get your stuff and and we're going to send healing to our good friend Mitch, old guy carnivore, who recently suffered a stroke, and healing. We love our brother, and all of us. Listen, all these things, even as a carnivore, you're going to be fertilizer. And what happens to get you there, nobody knows. But Pastor Jimmy says you want to go right through that tape in order to get to the other side. You're not just like hesitant. It's like, oh, I don't want to go. You just like boom, zoom through it. That's what we're here to do.
Inactivity is a risk.
Right.
Yeah. Cather Curso shouted out book by Noah Whiteman, Most Delicious Poison, both medicinal and maiming, helps and hurts, right? We miss Mitch. Go on, send him messages, tell him how much we love him. He's, again, we're all on the same journey, 100%. Father United Carnivore, Sue, Middleton, thank you. Mary M, awesome. Miss Laugh a Lot, love Mitch. Mitch is healing. We love that man. Again, all things happen at the hands of the master. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
Does.
He does. All right, it's time.
It's time for the giveaway.
What are we getting? Who?
Electrolytes.
Okay.
Yay, Don. So how do you get your electrolytes? You
Don
email
Conklin.
me.
Awesome. Nice.
Alia at drkiltz.com. Please send me an email and I will get that to you. I will send it to you Wednesday.
Alia at drkiltz.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Alia at drkiltz.com.
Alia. Yeah. Oh, there's Daniel.
And buy Mitch a coffee if you can. Go to his YouTube channel, buy him a coffee. Really helps him tremendously.
Yeah.
Ollie at drkiltz.com, get you in the system, and Kiltz Mighty Tribe, share it around for free. Dr. Nelson's we're going to be adding some coaching. We're going to do some, a little bit of standard medicine here and there, but mostly it's coaching. And really, maybe our next level of medicine needs to be coaching.
Dr. Kiltz, do you need to go to your doctor to ask permission to change your diet?
I think you're the doctor. We have to realize that the doctor is within all of us. And nowadays,
I am, but what are you? No, but seriously.
Well, again, we've been led to believe that you have to talk to the leaders of the clan, the leaders of our lives, but you're looking at him or her in the mirror. And the more you realize that through social media, we have more knowledge from the internet, more knowledge today than we had when we went to medical school. And we were blessed and lucky to get in. So many people that want to go to medical school can't get in. That's the craziness. And so, but you can get knowledge, and no, you don't have to ask your doctor. You can certainly, if you want to visit them playing golf or take them out to a steak dinner. We were at Capitol Grill in Austin last night. Malcolm, Alia, Nate, and myself. We got a shout out to Nate also. And we had amazing oysters and ribeye with butter and salt.
And who wanted to eat the fat off my steak? And who said I
wanted the fat, but Alia wouldn't give it to me. She said, and then she said, I thought I'm done. And then suddenly it was gone. So I think when I threatened to take it, she's like, "Get away!" My hand was almost.
Who was that?
Alia was. I saw Alia. It looked like she separated the fat from the steak, but I think she. And then I said, "Oh, I'll take that," and she's like, "Get away!" She was just savoring it as the best piece.
That's right.
Yeah. David Devonke, thank you, Dr. Kiltz, for being motivational, inspirational, and dynamic leader in the healthcare space. That's what I'm here to do, so thank you. We need to inspire our doctors. You go to the doctor, oh, it doesn't look so good. How you doing? You look fantastic. Listen, what's the proper BMI?
I don't know.
Don't know. If there's a famine for 6 months, you better wish you were fat.
Yeah. I will say we just got over something in my house and my kids got so skinny, very, very skinny. And I'm like, that's the fat. The fat like melted off to help heal. And now I'm like, go eat some carbs. I didn't say that out loud.
Kiltz Tribe Nate, blue cheese and butter, ribeyes and oysters. Amazing. Nice, Nate. Awesome. Papa Carnivore. Where are we at?
Talk to you, Nate, later.
Yeah, I'm saving hundreds of or thousands or not taking medications. That is really it. Our
Right.
brothers and sisters, I don't care what size, shape, age, weight, gender, carnivore is the game changer. Look at use it as a therapeutic modality where you go carnivore for 30 days. And do we have a carnivore course on KMT?
Yeah, it's a wonderful course, gets you through 30 days, a bunch of great tips.
And then you feel better, and it's like, wow.
And I'm gonna say this: you guys don't know it. I'm really serious. Alia and Dr. Kiltz don't know it, but that's course. Maybe if you upgrade, there's no upgrading yet on the membership, but maybe if you upgrade, you might get it for free.
Well, yeah, exactly. Don't worry. All of this is in the works. It's all in the works.
And you must invest in your health and wellness. That's critical. So again, let's see. 5:30 tonight with Dr. Boz Eastern time.
Right.
Awesome. And 99% I'll be there. And 5 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning.
I'm going to be on a plane. Where are you going to be, Dr. Kiltz?
Dr. Nelson may be the one, so make sure he has all the links, or Nate. We'll figure it out. We'll see.
Figure it out.
We'll see. God bless
Wednesday
everyone.
At 5 a.m. Eastern, I'll be hosting.
Have a good day.
Dr. Nelson will probably be
Thank you for being here. A lot of places were here earlier at 5 Eastern, and some of them hung around all this time.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
All right. Love you. Thank you, Dr. Kiltz, Instagram, YouTube.